Hello everyone and welcome back to Crochet Rocks. My name's Tracy and today I'm going to show you how to make the granny hexagon rather than the granny square, but this is a solid granny hexagon, and I'm going to be using this double knitting which I have obtained from Poundland, and a size 4.5mm crochet hook, because when I made these I just felt that it needed a smaller hook, but it was different yarn obviously, so it may not need it this time, but I'm going to do that anyway. And I've got a pair of scissors, not my handy snippers today. So this particular tutorial we make the center with 4 chain and joining, because we have, as we go along, we have these holes up the where the corners are, and so it just incorporates into it. So I'm going to pull out some yarn and pull out quite a bit. I usually end up resting on it. So I'm going to make a slip knot, and you'll be pleased to see I'm not using the good old faithful blue yarn. So I make a slip knot by making a circle and putting my yarn through it and pull. That's how I was taught to do it. I do it a variety of different ways, but if you wanted a more in-depth tutorial, I'd have made one. It's how to do the slip knot and the magic ring, and if you want to watch that first, then by all means go ahead. So I'm going to crochet 4 chains. That's yarn over the hook and pull through, yarn over the hook, pull through, yarn over the hook, pull through, yarn over the hook and pull through. So there we have 4. And I'm going to join them with a slip stitch into this very first chain. So I enter the chain with the hook, yarn over and pull it through both the loops. So now I've made this really small little ring, and it will actually get a little bit bigger as we crochet. Now if you watched my solid granny square and my other tutorials, you'll know that I always do 2 chain to get up to that height to count as my first treble, because I don't actually like 3. It's too long for my treble crochet. So now what we're going to do is this part, and we need to make 6 lots of 2 trebles with a gap. So how we do that is we do a treble into this center ring, so it's yarn over into the center of the ring, yarn over and pull through. So now you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our first 2, because this chain counts as our first treble. So we now chain 2 and we do 2 into this ring, yarn over into the center, yarn over and pull through. So we have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we do that again. So now we've got 2 lots of 2 chain, and we need to do this 6 times. So we have 6 pairs of treble crochet, and the only difference is the first one is our 2 chain, which acts as our first treble. Now the treble crochet is of course the UK terms, and in the US it's a double crochet, but throughout this video I'm going to refer to the UK terms. So how many have we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to do 2 more sets. So that's 2 chain, and if I go ahead of you at any point, then just pause the video to catch up with me. And while I'm doing this, I am crocheting over my tail, because when you're going into the ring, you can crochet over that tail, and you know that it's not going to work its way loose. So I think this is my last set. I will check in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to finish off, it's 2 chain, and we slip stitch into the top of these 2 chain. if you do 3 chain, it's the top of the 3 chain, but 2 is sufficient for me. So to slip stitch, we put our hook through, yarn over and pull through 2. If you have to, aim it down just to get that, then you can. So that's the start of our hexagon shape. And excuse me, very thirsty. So now we chain 2, and this counts as our first treble crochet there. So we go into the next stitch, do a treble, and now we need to make a corner, and we're here. So at the corner is a little bit different from the solid granny square corner that if you watch that tutorial. You yarn over, make a treble as normal, and then 2 chain and a treble. So the corner for this one is just 1 treble, 2 chain, 1 treble. Now we need to go into both of these, so you need to maybe pull that aside to see it. May not have to, because there's only 1 in that corner, but sometimes it can get a little hidden. So we do this one as well, and now we're back at the corner, which is 1 treble, 2 chain and 1 treble, and we repeat this all the way around. And resting on my yarn again, making it tight. So it's going into each of these 2 and making our corner. We'll do one more to show you. Now we're back at the corner. And now we're going into these. So pull that side slightly so I can see where I'm going into. And now I'm back at that corner. So I'm going to pause the video and I will meet you back when I get closer to this end. Okay, so I'm now more or less back to the start, and as you can see, I'll just make this a little bigger so I can show you. Where we had 2 trebles, now we have 4. In all of our sides we have 4, and so we complete this one by doing the corner. Somebody has just started some kind of strange motor outside my window, which is bizarre because I live on a walkway, so I don't quite know what it is, but it's annoying. So now this is 1, 2, 3 was our chain, and there's our last one, so you know that you've reached the end. So you slip stitch into that particular stitch and 2 chain. Now we're back up here, and we need to go, see, that is this one. We need to go into this treble and this treble, and then do our corner. My yarn's got caught on my scissors, just bear with me a second. I need to pull some more out. Okay, so I'll just move that aside a little bit so I can see my first one. Whatever that is sounds like a very angry bee with a very deep voice. So we're going to each one along our side and then do our corner. Whoops. If I go ahead of you, please just pause me. So now, as you can see, our sides consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going up by 2 each time. Okay, so now we've done our corner, we have to go in each one along our side. So that's the first one. And the last one is this side of our corner. Make the corner, and now we go along all the way to here. I'll pause the video. If there's anything you're not sure about, you can always go back, but I'm going to pause it and meet you back here. Okay, so I'm almost back at that start again, and so I've done my last one along there and just needs to do this corner. Lost that one. And so now we need to go into, let's have a look, how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 4, 5, we just need one more. So if you're ever in doubt, then just count it. I've gone into the wrong part. And then I think I've gone in the wrong bit. Yes, there it is. See what I mean? Sometimes they get hidden along there. So into there. And then slip stitch into the top. Now, some people, when they're making the hexagons, that's where they leave it. And you just need to sort of pull it into shape a little bit. Or I do actually have a block, but I've never used it. But you can block them. Obviously, it'd need another round or so. But you use the little pegs, you pop it in, and it will... Some people spray it with a little bit of water as well, and then just leave it on the block, and it makes the shape. But I don't think you need it really. You can see it's in the right shape. But I like to do another round, but some people do leave it at just 3, but I think it looks a little bit more effective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off with another round with you, and I'm going to make a few others, and then I'm going to show you how to join them. So we join the hexagons, and perhaps we'll make a hexagon blanket that way. So you chain 2 as usual, and then 1 in each. Oh, the yarn split there. 1 in each to the end. And then we make our corner. Same as before. I can hear my children have come back, and I think I'm going to get interrupted. And there we go, 1 in each of these until we get to the corner. Make the corner, same as before. And there you see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are going up by 2 each time. So we just go into each one around. Remember to look for that first one in case it gets hidden. I have to say, I really like the colour of this crochet hook. I've never used it before. I just have hundreds of them. And I was looking for a 4.5 and I found this one. Just pull some more yarn. But I did quite like it. Nice deep green. Now, if you don't like the corners to be quite so big, you can always do 1 chain there, but I quite like the effect of 2. So I think I haven't made a blanket with the hexagons before. I've done it with the Solid Granny Square and just made random shades of blue. But with this one, we could just do random pastel colours and then join them together and look quite nice. And there is a way of making half a hexagon to finish it off into a square if you want, but some people leave it as an irregular shape around the edges and just put a border on it, and it still looks good. Let's pull more yarn out. does take quite a bit of yarn because it's a solid one, so forever pulling it out. Pull out too much and it just gets tangled. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and meet you back here, otherwise I shall run out of time. Okay, so I'm back at my last corner and we'll do that one. I love the colour of this, but it does split a little bit. It's a bit annoying. And this one we need to do 2 more and then we can join it. And at that point we'll just slip stitch into the top of our chain and I'll make it. So that's the hexagon, but you don't have to finish there. Of course, if you want to, you can make them any size you want. So, but I actually quite like this size. So that's it. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to join these together. So if you would subscribe to my channel, hit on that notification bell, and you'll be notified when the tutorial to join them comes along. And who knows, maybe we'll do this as a crochet along, which could be fun. So if you would like and share this video, leave me a comment, that would be great. And thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.